just as I put it, because the first one, you clearly told him work have stopped, and you and of course, I've ruled that that was out of order. Even your lieutenant were trying to justify that it should be answered. And we went round again the same question. But like this time, you are traveling to space. So when you are traveling to space, you have to exist around the Earth. Yes. So you went around it, and then it's the same question, but you use choice of words, and then that you ask that let him engage his people to know the work have stopped. But my aides are telling me it's the same question. Yeah, that's what my aide told me. And then there's a point of order also. Question fully asked and answered shall not be. It's the same question. So now what you need to do is
Point of order.
order, please. Order. I'm making ruling on a point of order. Now that my hands are tied, that the questions was asked and answered. Now, what do you want to? No, wait. I'm just helping you. Now, when you step out, you can make a phone call, or you visit there today. Then tomorrow you can visit the minister, or place a phone call to the minister so that he can look at it. That is my ruling. It was fully asked and answered.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Now, member for Fonyi Bintang Karana, you have the. Oh, there's a point of order from Lower Salum.
It's the same thing. Orders 8.3. Already you permitted the member to ask the question, and you ask the minister to answer the question yourself. You ask the minister to answer the question. Are you going to reverse that decision that you take or not?
Now, honorable members, he asked a supplementary question. For issue of procedural issues, either the speaker or any member can raise a point of order. He asked the supplementary questions, and before the minister, and I allowed him. Before the minister answered, there was a point of order. And following that point of order, I'm expected to make a ruling. And because I made a similar ruling disallowing his questions, and this time around he decided to travel through Axis, I engaged my aides also to find their opinion, and we all concluded that it's the same question and it was fully asked and answered. So I ruled in favor of the order. So I am in order, and the procedural wise, we are in order, and you are out of order. Member for Fonyi Bintang Karana, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, the Honorable member is living in the area that we are talking about. And here the member is telling us that the work is not going on. Are you ready to find out whether the work is ongoing or the people have absconded without your notice?
Honorable member, you know I have ruled on that one. Member for Lower Salum, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, the work that is taking place in this area, can you please update this assembly what is going on in that area?
Honorable member, you're out of order. No, the minister said they have paid the contractor. Work have started. It will end in June. What update do you want? Which situation? No. You people, you cannot go against my ruling on this one. Try another, not this one. Not this one. Member for Woolly East, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, my concern is on the recontracting. Has the recontracting of the project increased the cost or decreased the cost? Or is it the same?
Honorable members, no, please don't say it's out of order. If you want to do that, you raise your tag. Let me give him opportunity to explain to us. Honorable member, are you referring to this question or the previous question, please? Honorable Member Foulis, I'm waiting for your answer. Use your mic. Use your mic to withdraw.
Okay, thank you. Please withdraw.
Thank you very much. Nominated Member Kebalang Fofana, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, thank you for the response. Honorable Minister, in your response, you did indicate that work briefly stopped due to finances. And you further on went to state that currently the contractors have been paid, and as such, work have commenced. The reports have equally emerged that work have briefly stopped. Can you update this assembly?
No. No. Kiang West, you have the floor. The member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, can we clarify this? My question has nothing to do with the orders that were asked.
I agree, sir. Please take your seat.
Yes, give the minister the opportunity to respond.
No. I have ruled on this, sir. You remember it's the same question member for
No.
Lower Salum, the member for Lower Salum asked. He said, let him update this assembly. I said there cannot be more update than to say that we have paid the contractor, works have started, we are going to complete in June. No. Kiang West, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, having already paid the contractor, is there any situation that the work will not flow consistently until June, or there could be a possible halt along the line?
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Member. Just to clarify, no stoppage of work has happened since then. In fact, I mean, you see, when you are doing road construction, you don't need all equipment at the same time in the place. The things that you say equipment being moved, those ones are not needed anymore because the clearing has finished. They are on the sub base now, and then, work is going. The only 2 days where there was a stoppage was to test the quality of laterite. That is going to be put on the road, but there is no stoppage of work. And as of yesterday, even the sub base was being tested. In road construction, you don't need to have all the equipment at the same time till the end of the work. Certain things like the bulldozers, they may not be needed at certain stage of construction. I mean, the honorable member from Latrikunda and Joswang, they know this very well because they are part of the ecosystem.
The member for Sabah Sanjal, you have the floor.
Withdrawn. My question has been answered.
Question number 072 of 2025 by the member for Olyundum and Deputy Majority Leader.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Works Infrastructure tell this August Assembly if the government through his ministry has any plans to put pedestrian flyover along the beautifully constructed OIC highway to avert people from crossing the road?
Thank you, Honorable Member for Olyundum. Honorable Speaker, there were plans initially to provide pedestrian flyovers, that's the footbridges over the OIC highway. However, anecdotal evidence and studies conducted in the sub-region indicate that even when overhead pedestrian crossings are provided, many pedestrians prefer to cross at ground level instead. To enhance pedestrian safety and convenience, zebra crossings have been strategically provided with speed humps on the approaches at the various intervals along the highway to slow traffic down for pedestrians to cross the road safely.
Honorable Ministers, we conclude that there would not be any pedestrian flyover for the road.
Well, we are going to put one along the shopping mall near the Senegambia just to study how it is going to be used. Because remember, even in some 20 years ago, along Joshua and other places, there were pedestrian crossings, but it was never, they were never used. And what we have seen in neighboring countries, like even Senegal and other places, people would not use, but they will rather cross. And it leads to, roads, having high fences of barbed wire on the median. to stop people from even, but you see that they even cut those ones and cross. In some cases, the fear is some people will even go on top of the, pedestrian crossings and then start dropping, objects that can have impact on road users and also motorists. So what we are doing right now is to put, one probably along the pedestrian, along the shopping center around the Senegambia there, just to see how it will be, used. And if people use it rather than the zebra crossings, then, we can escalate it in the other areas. But we want to study it first and see how it will be, by the public.
Member for Latikunda Sabiji, you have the floor. You have withdrawn. Member for Nyanija.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. The issue of the zebra crossing, when you cross the flyovers at Coastal Road, Turntable, especially Coastal Road, you see many people are at the end of the flyover wanting to cross, and there is no zebra crossing there. I don't know what technicality is involved in that, but there are many people crossing. Even if you are crossing the bridge, it's a problem sometimes.
Yeah, actually, it is dangerous when vehicles are coming down and people want to cross, and that is not a designated crossing point. But because it is at the major intersection of Old Yundum Sunchu Road coming in to the overpass there, so you have a lot of people who always want to rush and cross. Very dangerous. We always tell the police to be there to stop that, because when people are coming in, the vehicles are coming with speed. The zebra crossings are way after that one. Unfortunately, it's always very difficult to manage traffic with people sometimes. They don't obey traffic rules. But we hope the police can enforce, this by placing more men, or traffic wardens at that particular place. Yeah.
Member for Upper Fuladu West, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I even wanted to ask that question concerning about these zebra crossings, because looking at the country that we live and the level of understanding of people, like, I don't know, what measures do your ministry put place in order to sensitize the public on this zebra crossing?
Well, we have a working committee that comprises the Gambia Police Force, the National Road Authority, of course, my ministry, and the Gambia Transport Union to continually sensitize people using various forms of media, radio, television, social media, and sometimes direct engagement. Unfortunately, sometimes these messages are not respected. But we hope that when the phase 3 is finalized, more security features and public safety features will be on the OIC road, and that will enhance more public safety. Yes.
Member for Joswang, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, point about zebra crossing. You know, we have been very wise to extend the zebra crossing around the roundabout, a distance from the roundabout, to make life very easy. And if possible, are you planning to put their traffic lights?
Those designs are being improved on. In fact, it's part of the phase 3. When we start the full implementation of phase 3, you will see that some of those zebra crossings would move a bit more from the roundabouts. Yeah. Andy?
No.
The traffic lights. Yeah, the traffic, yeah, we are hoping to install traffic lights at Sukuta intersection, and also in some 1 or 2 strategic places.
Sani Mentreng, you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, I withdraw. Thank you. It's been answered.
Member for Serekunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, the question is about overhead crossing points. Have your ministry learned lesson from the recent advance here to venture into underground tunnels as well. And the issue of people just crossing zebra crossings. Hello?
It's a new question, Honorable.
No, it's not a new question. Yes. Have your ministry thought of entering into these underground tunnels instead of this? Yeah, thank you.
Order, honorable members, order. Order. Honorable member for Serekunda, your question would be better off if you place a substantive question to his ministry. It introduces a new element that is never in the original question, no answers provided.
Honorable Speaker, I don't want to enter into polemics with you here, but the issue is about pedestrians flyover. So you can use your own discretion to answer this, but this is about national issue. We have seen that so many people have lost their lives on that very high.
Thank you very much. Honorable member for Serekunda, I appreciate the fact that you are very well knew that it's a new element. That is why in your justification, you agree that it's about pedestrians flyovers. But for national interest, you said you want to bring underground tunnel. Please put up a substantive question to the minister. Thank you. Question number 073 of 2025 by the honorable member for Woolly East. Woolly West. Pardon me.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Withdrawn.
Honorable Minister, honorable member for Woolly, order please. Honorable member for Woolly West. Woolly West, you should have told us why are you withdrawing. Anyway, question number 074. Question number 074 of 2025 by the honorable member for Banjul Central.
Honorable Speaker, following a briefing from project consultant of the Banjul Rehabilitation Project, in which he stated that there will be additional pavements done, would the Honorable Minister for Transport, Works and Infrastructure update this August Assembly on the status of the project and why streets like Lancaster and Perseverance are yet to have new pavements?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, the overall progress in the construction of the concrete pavements stand at 95.7% of the streets in the original scope of the project, while 97% of the streets in the addendum number 2. In tandem, the contractor has been working on the additional streets that were introduced through variation number 2. The other 2 roads mentioned by the honorable member are indeed part of variation order 2 and will be reconstructed before the end of the contract.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Tentatively, can you tentatively provide a timeline?
The contract has a timeline to be finished, I think, before end of this year. So we are very hopeful that these 2 roads would have been constructed or would have been reconstructed because they were already done some years ago. So they would have been done before the end of the contract and then an eventual handover of this particular project to the government.
Member for Latikunda Sabiji, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister,
You may prefer to call it addendum or you may prefer to call it variation. Now, tell us this variation or this and how much money it attracted the project. That is the overall cost on the project. If the project was 14 million, after these two addendums, how much is the project cost now?
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
There's point of order from nominated member Kebalang Fofana.
Honorable Speaker, I'm rising on 44.3. Supplementary questions should not add new elements that were not in the original question or the answers provided by the ministers. The variations, addendum, or whatever the honorable member is referring to is a new element that was not in the original question or anywhere in the answers that were provided by the minister. Thank you.
Nominated member Kebalang Fofana, he talked about addendum and there was no addendum project, something like that.
Honorable Minister, Honorable Speaker, if you look at the original question, what the member is asking is a follow-up after a meeting with the contractor, where it was stated that pavements,
yes, of Lancaster and Perseverance,
will be added. Okay, so what the minister's response was that the project will conclude around the end of this year, and then these pavements will be done. So where the honorable member is coming from is to say whether variations or addendum, those are engineering words I don't want to go into. But what I can authoritatively state is there was no addendum mentioned in the original question or the responses provided. Thank you.
No, there was no mention of addendum to the contractor or contract and also variation. So if that is the case, honorable members, the minister stated those. The overall progress in the construction of the concrete pavement stands at 95.7% of the street in the original scope of the project and 97% of the streets in addendum number 2 in tandem. The contractor has been working on the additional streets that were introduced through variation number 2. The 2 roads mentioned are indeed part of variation order 2 and will be reconstructed before the end of the contract. What is your question? What was your question? What was your
My question to the Honorable Minister was, he mentioned addendum and variation. I said, this addendum and variation, how does it affect the overall project cost? That was my question.
Minister, please provide answers.
Honorable Speaker, I don't have the actual cost in at hand here, but of course, when you say addendum, it means you are adding additional scope to the original, and that will of course increase from your original amount set for the project to a new amount. So I can't remember exactly what is the new amount, but of course there has been an addition because you are talking about a variation to the original scope of work. I don't know why the honorable member wants to ask, because he's an engineer working, so.
Question number 075 of 2025 by the honorable member for Nyamina East. He authorized Jarawes to read on his behalf.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to read this question on behalf of the member for Nyamina East. Honorable Speaker, the road network from Kudang to Kudang Tenda is less than 4 kilometers and very crucial for the people of the area, especially during the trade season. By heavy trucks that transport groundnut, would the Honorable Minister tell this August Assembly what plans does the ministry have to conduct the said road?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, as said in my earlier question, as said in my answer to an earlier question about the roads in Nyamina, the government is in an advanced discussion stage with a contractor that wants to pre-finance roads in the whole of the Nyaminas. Once technical discussions have been completed, surveys will be conducted on many of these roads in Nyamina, including the Kudang to the Riverside Road.
Thank you very much. Thank you. No supplement.
Question number 076 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Sane Mentre.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Could the Honorable Minister for Transport, Works and Infrastructure furnish this August Assembly why there is only one ferry service currently at Banjul Bara? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, please be informed that the second ferry, Kanilai, was undergoing general rehabilitation and re-engineering, including replating, repainting, replacement of engines with 4 new marine diesel heavy-duty engines being procured, installation of 4 new shuttle propulsion systems, cooling and hydraulic systems. The 4 new engines have already been installed on the ferry, and the remaining parts will be fixed around the end of the month.
Honorable Speaker, you said the service or the maintenance will be ready around the end of the month. When exactly are you planning for the ferry to be brought back to the sea? Thank you.
When are we what?
When will it start its services again, operation?
Well, we are hopeful that by the second week of April, Kanilai would be operational. That is definitely our target.
Opanyomi and Chief Whip of the majority.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. But this one is our interest as Nyominkas. Yes, Honorable Minister, we were hopeful that the Bara ferry, Kanilai ferry will start operation before the Corte prayer. Why delays for another extra 2 weeks?
Well, actually, the vessel that's supposed to bring the propulsion systems actually was somehow delayed in Cotonou because the cargo actually came through Brussels and no, from not Cotonou but Douala. We are now hopeful that by the 24th of this month, the vessel would have arrived. Now, subject to the queuing system that we have now, it may be delayed for another few days, maybe 2-3 days before it can finally berth. And then when the goods are cleared, of course, it has to go through an engineering system to fix. So that is why we are now saying that second week of April. Yeah.
Member for Fonye Bintankarana, you have the floor.
I withdraw because my question is asked.
Member for Central Badibu.
Yes, Honorable Minister, would it be prudent for you to be updating the people about these plans that you have in hand in case there are delays? Because the time that was given before, it was not realistic, it was not possible. But I think it's ideal for you to inform the public about these delays.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Indeed, I mean, that is very true. We have a weekly radio program on Nyomi FM where we engage the people directly. I will convey the important suggestion to the team so that they can inform the people accordingly.
Member for Banjul North, you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, I withdraw. My question is the same as the member for Badis.
Thank you. Member for Woolly East, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, is your ministry thinking of putting a standby ferry in case of such breakdowns? Because that's just, yeah.
Yes, we are currently procuring 2 additional new ferries, one of which will arrive hopefully before the end of this year in December. And that will eventually give us 3 ferries to play with. And then the 4th one, which is also another green new ferry, will be delivered within the 6 months after the first one has been delivered. So we are very hopeful that now from this, the ferry services can go for 24 hours operation, while at the same time, some ferries can be resting, and undergoing some real maintenance, to cater for, any eventuality.
Question number 077 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Sanemente.
Thank you very much again, Honorable Speaker. This is a follow-up question for the Honorable Minister for Transport, Works and Infrastructure to inform this August Assembly for the monthly cost of on Banjul Barra ferries, maintenance on services per ferry. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, please be informed that the monthly maintenance cost for the Kunta Kinte and Kanilai ferries plying the Banjul Barra crossing points is currently at $10.5 million. Note that this is when both ferries operate. The biggest cost component in is the maintenance of the ferries, which is fueling at $7.4 million, followed by procurement of spare parts at 2.7 million, and the remaining $0.4 million is for the procurement of lubricants, dredging, and other miscellaneous expenses.
No further question, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Question number 078 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Lower Nyomi.
Honorable Speaker, this is a similar question though, but I want to read it and then so that it will be on record. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable, you are not audible. I'm not sure.
I want to read this question, though it's kind of the same, but I just want to read it so that it will be on record. Yeah. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure update this August Assembly when is the rehabilitated Kanilai ferry is going to start operating?
I'm not sure I had you say that it is the same, so you are only reading this, but you are withdrawing or what?
Yes, this question is the same as what the Sane Mentreng question asked. So it's more or less the same, but I want to be on record. It's my question.
Thank you. That question is on record, and do we proceed now? Oh, okay. Thank you, Member for Lower Nyomi. So you want the previous answer suffice for you. Thank you. Question number 079 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Lower Nyomi.
Honorable Speaker, couple of months ago, the Gambia has signed a contract to purchase 2 new green ferries. Could the Honorable Minister of Works, Transport and Infrastructure update this August Assembly when these new ferries are expected in the country?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, please be informed that the contract signed for the 2 new green ferries were to be financed in 2 different ways. One through the African Development Bank grant of 85% and to GPA with 15% counterpart contribution by the authority, while the second one was for 100% buyer credit financing by the Gambia Ports Authority. The first one is at an advanced stage of construction to be delivered by end December 2025 as per the contractual milestones. As for the second one, the financing structure is currently being finalized and it is hoped that it will be concluded for delivery after 6 months of the first delivery in 2025.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. No further question.
Yeah, it was also answered in his other answer. Yeah, Member for Central Badem, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, you mean the other part that's going to be fully sponsored by GPA is not yet ready to be signed or is already signed?
So, we signed the contract already by the financing agreement. That's what is being finalized. But the contract has already been signed.
Upper Fuladu West, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you so much. Honorable Minister, like you talk about signing of these 2 ferries. Like the question that I want to ask, when these 2 ferries are in town, what economic benefit are they going to bring to the country?
Honorable Member, we don't run the ferries for economic benefit. Most of these ferries run on social services. And the Gambia Ferry Services does not actually charge the commercial rate for the ferries because we are a service provider that looks at public concerns also. Notwithstanding, it will add to the ongoing economic activities and then also link the north and the capital and enhance trade and safety also, because in the absence of the ferries, people use small boats. Now with the ferries, safety is enhanced and also trade and commerce, are also, expedited and encouraged and enhanced.
Member for Lower Nyomi and Majority Chief Whip. Upper Nyomi, rather, and Majority Chief Whip.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, are you going to ensure that the deadline for the delivery of these 2 new ferries would not be further delayed?
Well, I can be very certain that
Point of order.
There is point of order.
First ferry will be
Honorable
delivered.
Minister,
Okay.
there is point of order.
Okay.
Remember for Serekunda. Can we hear that?
Of order 38. G. A question shall not be asked for the purpose of obtaining expression or opinion, the solution of an abstract case. Yeah. The member is trying to sound the opinion of the Honorable Minister. He's not asking the ministry, but the minister instead. So,
What do you think?
Honorable Member for Opinion, can you repeat the same question again?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was asking the Honorable Minister that the deadline given for the delivery of these 2 new ferries would not be further delayed. Is he ensuring that the contractor will keep to the date of the delivery of the new 2 new ferries?
Opanyomi, I don't think that was what you asked. No, I want you to repeat exactly what you said earlier on.
Honorable Speaker, that's what I said. That was what I said.
No, because in your question, I clearly had you as whether he think, and now you have not said that. I want you to repeat exactly what you told him.
Honorable Speaker, I didn't say that. What I've said is what I've just said. So you asked me to repeat the question, I repeat it. Why are you asking me again, new thing, which I don't say? You don't put going into my mouth. So let the Honorable Minister answer, please.
Honorable member, you know, you told him, Honorable Minister, do you think?
You asked me to repeat my question. I repeat, you had me.
Okay, repeat it again.
Honorable Minister, are you going to ensure that the time for delivery of these two new ferries will not be further delayed again?
It's already answered. Another point of order, 38J.
Yes, there was a point of order. Let me rule on that first. Because to be honest, he changed his question 3 times. So therefore, I probably may not be in a position to exactly know now what was his first question. But I think I had him kind of sounding the opinion of the minister's personal opinion. But when I asked him to repeat it, he changed. And the third one again, another one also. So, because of I didn't get the first, what he said first. Minister, did you hear his first? His first. Can you please kindly repeat his first question to you? The first one.
Observations, Honorable Speaker.
No, you know you're observing somebody is on the floor.
I'm observing you.
No, I'm not on the floor.
No, the question you just asked the minister, that's what I want to observe. I'm observing the proceedings. Can I comment?
No. Because unless if you heard what he said, the open me, because that's the only thing I want to hear.
Honorable Speaker, what I wanted to say.
No. I haven't given you the floor yet.
No, you don't know whether I had the question he asked.
No.
I had the question, if you allow me.
Is that what you want to tell us?
Yes.
His question?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, the first, second, and third question he asked clearly were elucidating the opinion of the minister. That's clear. Honorable Minister, will you ensure? It's not about the minister, it is the minister. So all of it is sufficient. The main reason I'm saying this now, I didn't want to intervene, but I don't think.
Yeah. No. Nominated member. Go ahead. You know it's because
what I'm saying is it should not be difficult for you to rule.
No.
We all know my chief whip, my honorable chief whip, was really elucidating the mind of the minister, not the ministry. So you can simply rule. We move.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, point of order on you. I have a point of order on you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay.
Point of.
Honorable, you forgot you raised a point of order, and I'm finding it difficult to rule because I didn't get to understand his first question. I asked him, but I realized there was an element that he mentioned in his first questions, and he did not bring it on during the second time. I asked him again. He asked his question 3 times, meaning he knew very well, or he's doing it deliberately, he knew very well your order makes sense.
But
So
sorry.
now, no, I don't speak.
No, the way and manner.
Honorable, don't speak, please. Honorable, you are honorable. Order. You rose to a point of order. You want me to rule on that? Don't be out of order. So, because I didn't hear and no one told me, that's why I was asking the minister if he had. Maybe I would have, the minister would have to tell me what he have said. But so that is nominated member Kebalang, that was the only objective. Because the minister is very close to him. Maybe he must have heard what he said. And then, but I know he used the word, minister, do you think? That one I had. But the rest, I didn't. And I asked him, he changed it again. That shows that his questions, he was sounding the opinion.
Speaker, the question will be,
Honorable Speaker, Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
I will.
Honorable members, most of the time it's difficult to rule on orders raised by the member for Serekunda because he will rise to a point of order and continuously he will be violating the procedures. He will be out of order constantly. He won't even allow you to make the ruling. You see, it's incorrect for you to say that I am asking the minister to rule or to administer, to admit question. No. We are all here. We knew it was difficult to get to hear what the member was said from my end. And then I asked the minister if the minister really heard him. And that is in order to ask the vice president, minister, or member of the parliament answering on behalf of the authority if he or she had clearly a question posed to him or her. You know that. But the question was raised by member for Serekunda and further explained by nominated member Kebalang Fofana is out of order. And the member knew that now very well. He withdrew. And your order sustained. But there's another point of order you said on the speaker. I have ruled on that one. No, he said he has a point of order, Serekunda, before ruling on his point of order.
Yes, that's 39. Speaker's duty as to questions. The speakers subject to standing order 38 shall be the sole judge of the admissibility of a question, but not the minister. And you are trying to shift your responsibility to the minister. Thank you very much.
Honorable member for Serekunda, you know that's false. That's not accurate. You are out of order. No, you are out of order. You are out of order. Question number 080 of 2025 by the honorable member for Lower Nyomi.
Honorable Speaker, it's been 3 years now. I have been crying for poor road network in my constituency of Lower Nyomi. Could the Honorable Minister of Works, Transport and Infrastructure inform this August Assembly when is his ministry's plan to construct some of these feeder roads in my constituency?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, the government, in collaboration with various funding agencies, is actively conducting feasibility studies and planning the construction of roads across the country. As part of this initiative, several feeder roads in the North Bank region have been identified for assessment and potential construction.
correct. North Bank you've mentioned is vague. I mean my constituency of Lower Nyomi. Please be specific.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I guess your constituency is part of the wider North Bank region, and we are doing road assessment in that area. Hopefully, when funds are available, your constituency also will be considered.
Thank you very much. I wish we will be part of that program.
Upper Fuladu West.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, can you inform this assembly which area in Lower Nyomi is your ministry planning to construct the route?
Honorable Speaker, we have been given a list of roads by members of the National Assembly. These have been submitted to the National Road Authority, and they have been collated and they have been surveyed. Now what is left is when funds are available, those roads would be considered within the North Bank region and also the Lower Nyomi.
Question number 081 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Joshua.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Transport, Works and Infrastructure inform this August Assembly why the road construction of P1 in the Newsong has certain areas without gutters or shallow drains, considering the circumstances that there might be disaster during the rainy season?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, shallow drains have been constructed on one side and the road surface aligned to fall in the direction of the drain to facilitate surface water running off into the drain. The approach was chosen due to the constraints on the right-of-way to continue with our standard road widths and also considering the need to minimize demolitions. In addition, roads P1 and P3 pass through a swampy area, making them susceptible to flooding. To enhance durability and resilience, a concrete pavement with sidewalks was implemented. The normal U drains were not a feasible option on this particular stretch due to the high water table in these locations.
Honorable Minister, going through the construction and then around this area that I am referring to, if you look at the thickness of the concrete pavement and the compound within that area, when it's rain, there will be no accessibility of the flow of water from those compounds. What plan do you have for those compounds within the area?
Honorable Member, but you know that as a contractor, people are not supposed to empty their run of water on the road. That is law even in this country. What we are doing as a ministry is to ensure that the center of the road is used as a drainage for run of water. Now, those that are adjacent to these roads, especially in the P1 section 07 area that you have mentioned, we have already toured the particular area on Saturday with the president, and this particular issue came up. So the engineers are going to work on a plan to ensure that the minimal impact is felt during the rainy season.
Honorable Minister, these people are not emptying water or anything from their compounds. This is the rainwater within the compound that is being blocked by the pavement. If there is no solution to this, there will be big disaster within that area. What solution do you think you can think of that can remedy the situation?
Well, as far as I see, the pavement blocks are always, in fact, are par with the level of the compounds. I've not seen that. I've not seen. What I have seen is that the pavements are created in such a way that they are like a bend shape. So water that is coming running water that is coming, no, hold on, please. Rainwater that is coming from the compounds will be on the drains and then empty on the road. The road is now serving as a natural running off drain. Unless in compounds that probably they are deep down, we cannot do anything about those ones because the way they are constructed, they are naturally below the ground level. Those ones we cannot do anything about it because even when it rains naturally, even without the roads, they are still flooded because they are naturally below the ground level.
Member for Latikunda Sabaji, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, these OIC roads from P1 to P20 were all designed with gutters and shallow drains. Now, if there is a departure in this on P1, there must, by way of design, there must be a design differential. Now, tell us how much is that design differential? If you don't know, your engineers can tell how much the state is able to cost, or the state is able to save as far as that design differential is concerned.
In terms of cost, I cannot remember that, Honorable. You know that very well. I cannot come here and give you that it is this amount of the price differential for the variation from the original scope of the design. I cannot, that is not possible. Because these are in the detailed cost implications that you can only remember when you have the contract in your hand. A contract which is as thick as maybe 200 and something pages with the designs. So that is not possible. What we know is that those compounds that are below the ground level, those ones, we have been talking to the contractors and the consultant on Saturday to come up with an ameliorative efforts to see that, there is minimal impact when it rains. The rest of those compounds that are a par with, the ground level, the footpaths are designed in such a way that they are a bend shape. So when water comes from the compound run, remember, we are not saying sewage because we have seen that people are already emptying their sewage on the newly constructed roads. What we are talking here is rainwater. When it rains, the water will come off on the footpath and then, pour on the road, and the road is serving, because it's concrete road, it will serve as a natural run-off drainage system. That one, we can guarantee that. But those compounds that are below the ground level, that is already a problem that the community has been facing with, which is not caused by the construction of the roads. And I think that should be made clear, because in the rainy season, some of these things can occur, and people will say that, oh, because they have constructed the roads, now we are facing drainage. That is far from the truth.
Member for Kiang West, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, what could be the possible negative impact of this situation if that response you are talking about is not being given before the rainy season?
Well, all design solutions are being done to ensure that we have minimal impact of this road construction on the adjacent communities, or compound owners. However, remember that in most part of Joshua, going to Ibo town, going to some parts in Talindim Farokono, people have constructed or have settled in areas that are in swampy area. And their compounds are built in such a way that they are below the ground level, to the point that the water table sometimes, can actually come up and then, cover the yards. We have seen that, that can go until even March, after every rainy season. So that is not because of the construction of the roads. That is because they have settled on the grounds and they have not elevated the foundations to a point that, their compounds will not be affected by rainwater. Now, what we can do as a ministry is to continue to work with the National Disaster Agency and other, government agencies responsible for this type of, activities, to concertedly work together and then, minimize the risk of flooding on these compound owners, which actually has been an annual occurrence anyway.
Member for Lower Nyomi, you have the floor.
Yeah, Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. The Sankung Silla Highway is part of New Joswang, and it is in a very, very bad condition. Is your ministry planning to construct that highway to be part of the projects going on there?
Honorable
Yes.
Member for Lower Nyomi. I'm not so. Honorable Member for Lower Nyomi.
Honorable, I just want to tell the honorable member that we have surveyed the road. It's not part of this original scope, but we are talking to the consultants in case there are savings. This Sankunsila and the Kasim Road, you know, we have already surveyed them, they have costed. And when the savings are made, we have already told the contractor that if savings are made on that project, they can do that for the community as well. Yes.
Honorable Minister.
How do you know?
Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, you know, when it comes to the Minister for Works and Transport and the matter of roads, members may always try to dribble the system and get in what they want. You know, he's from Lower Nyomi, but maybe he lives in around that end. That is why he was doing that. So thank you, the Honorable Minister for Transport, Works and Infrastructure, for those answers provided to this August Assembly. You may go now. Clark Fisheries. Clark Fisheries.
Thank you. Question for oral answers continues. Question for oral answers, the Honorable Minister for Fisheries and Water Resources.
Honorable Minister for Fisheries and Water Resources, you may proceed to the podium. You may proceed to the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Fisheries and Water Resources by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 110 of 2025 by the honorable member for Combo East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, for the interest of the House, the updates that I wanted to know has been provided, and that he has done it well. I'm withdrawing my question, sir.
Thank you very much, honorable members. That was the lone question the Minister for Fisheries, Water Resources and National Assembly matters had. So I want to thank him on your behalf for coming. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Clerk, we may proceed.
Thank you. Question for oral answers, the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, you may take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs for oral reply. Question number Question number 090 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Would the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs update this August Assembly on the status of the roadmap development in connection to Das Lame border demarcation between the Gambia and the Republic of Senegal.
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform this August Assembly that the Gambia National Border Commission and the Senegalese Border Commission have established a joint border commission and developed a roadmap for joint activities on border management by the two countries. In February 2025, the joint Senegalo-Gambian Border Commission engaged in a sensitization exercise in the borders of the North Bank, Central River, and Upper River regions. As part of its activities, the Joint Commission visited Dasilame Tuba Tranquil border areas on the 27th of February 2025 and recommended a joint technical mission in March 2025. Mr. Speaker, the demarcation between the Gambia and Senegal Dasilame Tuba Tranquil will be carried out once the Joint Commission has completed their activities and identified its sites.
Honorable Minister, I vividly remember that the contentious area at the border remains as a buffer, and currently the former permanent secretary was asked with the team to develop the roadmap. The emphasis is what stage is the development of the roadmap as per the demarcation of this border, which is very, very important right now.
Mr. Speaker, let me inform the honorable member that I'm limiting myself to the information I have given you here. This is a very sensitive issue and the technical committees are working on it, and be rest assured that this government desire to resolve this crisis as soon as possible.
Honorable Minister, I know it's sensitive, but it's also very important for us to fast track the process. Even last week, there were a series of crises there where people have been assaulted seriously. And without the production of the roadmap, where the permanent secretary sits under your ministry, under your watch, can you kindly update us about the stage in which they are? Because it's more than a year when this was done, when they were assigned to do this.
Honorable Speaker, let me inform the member of Birkama South, work is ongoing and we are determined to resolve this problem as soon as possible.
The honorable member for Central Badebo, you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. Honorable Minister, this House will not be convinced of seriousness of your ministry and the government as far as Dasilame border issue is concerned, because all the time we get reports from Senegalese troops entering into Gambia. So if care is not taken, this thing can go out of hand. We want to know how soon. And if you say you have a roadmap and measures, what measures, what kind of measures the House need to know?
Speaker, I want to disagree with the member for Central Badebo. This government is very serious and concerned about the issue of this border issue. I want to reassure him that once the technical committees complete their job, this matter will be resolved.
Honorable member for Latikuda Sabaji, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I have not been more confused in this National Assembly than I am right now. We became independent in 1965. By way of that, we know our sovereign border. So what is this new demarcation of border between Senegal is concerned? I'm confused. What is this new demarcation about?
Honorable Speaker, let me inform the member for Latikunda Sabaji that the issue of border crisis is not new in Africa. By virtue of our colonial dividing our continent, communities who were living together, this border crisis will live to exist with it. However, a determined and a responsible government like this government will always engage its counterpart to find a solution.
Member for Same, you have the
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the floor. Honorable Minister, this issue, is it going to be resolved before the end of 2025?
I wish it can be resolved in next month. That's my wish.
The member for Woolly East, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, what possible measures is your ministry aiming to act in the absence of demarcation? What other measures are you thinking of so that this problem, even if it is not addressed right now, but at least there'll be amicable understanding of the two communities that are in that border?
If the honorable member for Woolly is in my earlier answer to the question, I've talked about the sensitization that was carried out by the two border commissions. That's one of the measures we are taking to sensitize and educate people about this issue. And it is very fruitful.
Member for Fonya Councillor, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, as a ministry in the issue of Dar es Salaam border demarcation, what are the major challenges that your ministry is facing in addressing this crisis? What are your major challenges that you are facing as a minister?
The major challenge is to demarcate the area, to know who stops where, who owns what, and that is being done now. We're working on that. Once the demarcation is done, it will be laid to rest.
Question number 091 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs inform this August Assembly as to what stage the ministry is at in the preparation of the land policy, considering the numerous land issues in the country?
Honorable Speaker, let me inform the honorable member that I am happy to report to this August Assembly that consultation leading to the consultation and formulation of the national land policy across length and breadth of the country are successfully completed. A draft national land policy 2026-2035 has since been prepared, and copies of which have been and continue to be circulated to all stakeholders with a view to getting their final inputs and feedback so as to guide the finalization of the policy. To this end, a national validation of the policy is slated for 9th of May 2025, of which you, the honorable members, all of you be invited to attend.
The member for Upper Fulad West, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, thank you so much for your response. The only thing that I want to ask, as far as land issue is a concern in this country, and then since you came into office as the Minister of Land, what success story can you share with this Honorable Assembly as far as handling land matters is concerned?
The Speaker, that's a new question. I want the honorable member to send a question on this issue to my office, and I'll be happy to respond. Speaker, point of order.
There are a lot of point of orders. But I want to state that the question is out of order. Yes, there's a point of order, member for.
It's okay.
Huh?
I say if the question is out of order, then it's okay. It's all right.
There's another point of order from Willis. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm rising on a point of order 39-1. Yes, 39-1. Yes. Subject to standing order 38 shall be the sole judge of the admissibility of questions, not the minister. It's you who should rule out. But the minister is ruling the question out, referring the question to another place. So,
Yes, order sustained. Honorable Minister, yes, he is right. You should allow me to, when they ask supplementary questions, allow maybe 10 seconds so that I will come on board before you answer it. Okay, maybe because of this, okay, see. The member for Banjul Central, you have the floor.
My question was answered by the minister.
Thank you. Latikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I'm lucky because I asked the Honorable Attorney General last time. He said this falls under your purview. Now, this land policy you're talking about, has it catered land leasing process to reduce the length of land leasing process? And also to reduce the number of land administrators? Because in this country, Alcalo land administrator, district authority land administrator, and Ministry of Lands as land administrator. In a progressive policy, only the Ministry of Local Government should be the land administrator. This policy is your ministry the only land administrator, or still we are going to have alcalos and district authorities as land?
Honorable Minister, go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the member for Latikunda constituency that the draft policy is all over the world. You can access it, read it, make your comments and recommendations. When we go for validation, you can bring them forward. Open for every Gambian. For the first time, you have a policy open to every Gambian, every stakeholder all over the world. Read the policy, make your recommendation, and bring it forward when we go to validation in October. We'll send it to you. If he's asking for copies, we'll send it to you on software.
Honorable Minister, don't answer to their side questions. Just ignore them. Question number 092 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Honorable Speaker, series of verdicts have been given in Busura's favor, but Talokoto remains adamant that they are not in agreement, which has caused a lot of violent activities in the area. Could the Honorable Minister of Lands, Regional Government, and Religious Affairs inform this August Assembly? When is the ministry finally going to resolve the land crisis between Busura village of Brikama South in Marakisa Ward and Talokoto of Combo East?
Honorable Speaker, after careful consideration and examination of the conflict, it is my ministry's position that the most effective way to resolve the conflict is to conduct a boundary demarcation. This August Assembly is hereby assured that my ministry is working on diligently with relevant stakeholders to resolve this serious conflict between these three communities. We are working very hard with the relevant stakeholders to ensure that a proper boundary demarcation is done. This exercise is very technical and sensitive and thus requires a thorough analysis of the very many socio-economic and political consequences. Also, the ministry has since requested for cash allocation from the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs for boundary demarcation exercise. Once the cash allocation is received, it will be considered alongside with other affected communities to resolve the matter.
Honorable Minister, is the request to the ministry, is it already budgeted in the 2025 budget? Is it allocated in the 2025 budget? The money that you are requesting?
Mr. Speaker, let me inform the honorable member, our responsibility is to request finance. It's left to the minister to determine from what vote they will pay this money.
Honorable Minister, when actually you expected, or the request is going to be a stumbling block, when are you expected to do the boundary demarcation in order to avoid the level of assault that is happening in this area in terms of crisis?
Honorable Speaker, I want to assure the member that even yesterday I met some members of the community from this area and had a meeting with them. I can assure you that this is a serious concern to the government of the Gambia, and we hope very soon we get discussed and resolve this matter swiftly.
The member for Kiang West, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, for the fact that the said matter in question are not peculiar to the area in question only, and you've talked about boundary demarcation, is your ministry considering a holistic approach to this boundary demarcation to avert occurrence of such in the communities where it has not emerged yet?
Honorable Speaker, let me inform the member for Kiang West that it's a concern because this is not the only one that we are requesting money for. We have requested money for the Gunjur branding boundary and many other areas. We know that we have these issues everywhere, so we have made a request. Once we receive that, we will try to address most of these boundary crises. As I said, we cannot finish them overnight, but the most sensitive ones will make sure that they are done as urgently as possible.
Member for Upper Fuladu West, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, does your ministry have any plan to bring these two communities together for dialogue despite court verdict?
As I said, when judgments are issued, they are meant to be implemented. That's the law, and we live and walk and exist by the law.
Question number 093 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. It is evident that councils are collecting daily fees from street vendors and hawkers, while the central government is embarking on Operation Clear the Road. For the purpose of clarity, could the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs inform this August Assembly the legality of council collecting daily fees from the street vendors and hawkers?
Honorable Speaker, let me inform the Honorable Member for Serekunda constituency. The question raised by the Honorable Member is a valid one, but it would have been better directed to councils themselves. However, since we represent the councils, we will take charge of it. While my ministry remains the supervisory and monitoring body of the councils, we are also cognizant of the autonomy of councils, especially when it comes to financial matters. The Local Government Finance and Audit Act of 2004 is very clear when it comes to council financial independence. However, in the interest of those who may not be aware of the legislative provision, I am pleased to inform this August Assembly that Section 131, subsection 1 of the Local Government Act of 2002 states, the councils that have power to levy rates and such taxes as the National Assembly shall prescribe to meet all liabilities, whether of a general or specific nature. Further to that, the Local Government Finance and Audit Act of 2004 empowers council to levy market fees within its area of jurisdiction. Therefore, Operation Clear the Roads exercised by the government should not stop council collecting daily fees from street vendors and hawkers.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. It is evident that I'm not questioning the financial autonomy of council, but what I'm saying is that the streets, the roads are for vehicles to ply on, but not to be used as markets. So what we are saying here is that, are we comfortable to say that the council is not supporting the central government's drive to clear the road for our safety?
Mr. Speaker, the honourable member is asking a first question, different from the question he asked. That's my opinion. And secondly, Mr. Speaker.
No. Honourable Minister, yes, there's a point of order from member for Woolies. Can we hear that?
Honorable Speaker, unless it is a question, 38, 39. Subject to Standing Order 38, the Speaker shall be the sole judge of the admissibility of questions. And the Minister is always judging. This is, so really he should allow you to make your judgment. Thank you.
Order sustained. Honourable Minister, yes, just to remind you again, he raised similar orders. I should be the judge to determine which questions to be admitted or not. His original question was about councils and vendors. Order, please. Was for the road operations. He said for clarity, the legality of council collecting daily fees from street vendors and hawkers, and also the road clearing, and you responded. His supplementary question further is still on that road clearing, hawkers, and the council. Minister, provide answer.
Mr. Speaker, let me remind the honourable member. When the government of the Gambia embarked on clearing the road, you were the big opposition, big mouth, we were insulting, abusing this government, saying that we were destroying people's livelihoods.
Sorry.
Excuse me. Allow me to come. Allow me to come.
Honorable Speaker, Minister is telling big mouths, oppositions. Big mouth.
Sorry, Honorable Speaker. I thought he said he was referring to me. I want clarity on that, but since you've said something else, so I'm okay with it. And continue with your
Honourable
answer.
members, order, please. Honourable Speaker. Honourable members are allowed to use their mic. If you want to, permissible interruption is when you want to raise a point of order, that's automatic. But if you want to observe the one speaking, it's up to the one speaking to allow you. So please, if you want to, if a point of order, you can automatically go ahead. Allow me to consult. Honorable members, order. I am not so, I didn't hear Minister talks about, it's not referring to the member. Initially, I thought it was referring to the member. For the member to Mr. say, sorry, Minister, are you referring to the member?
To the opposition out there who are abusing our government for clearing the roads.
We are opposition, we will talk.
Honorable, honorable members, order, please.
Speaker, you are asking that this is serious.
Order, honorable members, order. Honorable members, order, please. Where is this man migrating to? Honorable members, order, please. It's not accurate to say it's insulting the whole nation. That's not correct.
Insulting the whole nation.
That's right. That's a lie. That's Member for Janjamure, please don't use the mic. Member for Janjamure, don't use the mic. Honorable members, please don't use the mic. Honorable members, order. Honorable members, order, please. Member for Janjamure, if members like you makes it difficult for speakers to make ruling, because if something is said before the floor of parliament, members don't maintain decorum to allow the speaker to rule. If because of the behavior that is common to a marketplace or bantaba, to allow decorum to regain, then for me to be able to make my ruling. And if a member is speaking and you believe he's out of order because of his behavior, and you are calling the speaker to address that member, you must behave yourself. Stop order. Yes, Central Body will respond of order.
Order 29, content of speeches. It shall be out of order to use offensive and insulting language about members of the assembly. Honorable Speaker, in the response of the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Lands and Local Government, it's wrong for him to call oppositions as big mouth. It's impolite of him as a minister to address us.
Please take your seat. You see, honorable members, that is why I said it's important for us to allow the speaker to run proceedings. When minister made that statement, I had to consult with my two of them. They're here. I had to consult them in respect of big mouth and also as to whom he was referring to, whether he was referring to members or not. Before I finished, while I was consulting the member for Janjamuri and others, we were disrupted. I couldn't even know what to say. And before I finished, the member for Serekunda had informed preliminary that the minister said he was not referring to him. But that was not enough. I had to ask the minister himself if he was indeed referring to the members. And he said no. So you see, if you don't allow decorum, you will not even know what we are doing. No, you cannot help. No, I don't want you to help me. No. So, and I was gonna ask, and I asked the minister, he said he was not referring to members of parliament. We will not allow, please listen, we will not allow ministers to misrepresent or impute improper motive or insult members. We will not allow members to insult or impute improper motive on ministers as well. We have made it very clear. Every time we made a ruling on those things. And we speak, they are, yeah, please, yeah, sit down. Yeah, sit down. So, order, please, honorable members, order. Honorable members, allow me to finish first. Honorable members, you should allow me to finish. Even some of you, the words that you used against some members or the speaker is unparliamentary. Even now, you people are using them.
Speaker, point of order, please. Honorable Speaker, point of order.
You know what is the truth? Is that board members and ministers, when they are before parliament, they must behave parliamentary to each other. That is why it's the truth. Members themselves don't even allow proceedings to progress when there are issues. If you rule against them, if you rule in accordance with the law, they become unruly to you. Just now, members are misbehaving towards me, even whereas I'm making my ruling. Janjamure left his seat and he migrated. But he's from Janjamure. He cannot leave. He is still member of Janjamure constituency.
Speaker, stop using me as a reference for God's sake, please. Please, allow me to be in my peace, please.
Now, honorable members, order. Honorable members of parliament, honorable ministers, before proceeding, they must use parliamentary language. And the minister have stated he is not referring to members of parliament. And I want to urge and call on the minister and members that let us be civil and use parliamentary language. You know, first question I ask my aide, is big mouth an insult? Or parliamentary or unparliamentary? That's what I was consulting. They have not even given me the response. And you people, everybody shouted. Now, honorable minister, please, let's refrain from using words that may be seen as unparliamentary. Thank you.
Speaker.
There is point of order, member for Janjamure.
Honorable Speaker, I'm rising on point of order 29 again. It shall be out of order. That is 29.4. It shall be out of order to use offensive or offensive and insulting language about members of the assembly, even though he said he was not referring.
No, don't make statement.
And I will speak a point of order.
No, Faldon Speaker.
You see,
and I will speak a point of order.
No order, wait. Member for Nyanija, order. There is a point of order. Let me rule on that.
Speaker, if
member for Nyanija, take your seat. Member for Nyanija, take your seat. I'll come to you. Member from Nyanija, take your seat. I will come to your point of order. Let me rule on this point of order.
Point of order.
Let me rule on his point of order. Honorable members, let me rule on his point of order. Member for Nyanija, please be quiet. He said his point of order. Order, please. Honorable members, order. I am going to rule on his point of order 29. He stated it is out of order to use offensive or insulting language on members. Whatever you say, member fully is. That was the first thing I asked before even other people. And he said, I asked him. And before even asking him, the member himself, the concerned member, said the minister said he is not referring to him, but outsiders. And even with all that, I went further to ask the minister if he had indeed referred to the member or members. And he said, no, he has not referred to the members. Then therefore that one is out of order. But I further caution the minister and members to refrain from making statements or words that are seemingly unparliamentary. I stated it. There cannot be better ruling than that. And then the question is, even if it was to a member, first you have to establish what word was said by a member or the vice president or a minister. Now to ascertain if that word is insulting or abusive. Then you make your ruling based on the law or based on how you perceive and understand the word used by the vice president, minister, or a member answering on behalf of the authority.
Honorable Speaker, point of order. Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Member for Nyanija, you have a point of order.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, behavior of members, Order 17. During a sitting, all members that enter and leave the chamber with decorum. That's A. B. No members shall cross the floor of the chamber unnecessarily. The honorable member for Janyambule left his seat, went there, and you gave him the floor addressing you. That is definitely very wrong. Honestly, if that is what is to be happening here, if I can be aggrieved,
Honorable Speaker,
that is wrong. Honestly. No, honestly.
Do you see me crossing the floor?
Member for Latikunda, take your seat. Sit down. Yes, member for Latikunda Savage.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. When the Honorable Minister said he's not referring to members, and members before him are opposition members, you see, what kind of ruling are you making? The minister should withdraw, apologize to we are opposition. And my parents are opposition, so my parents are big mouth. Is that Honorable Minister tell us? Honorable Minister, you are big mouth.
Clarification. Point of clarification. Honorable Speaker. Point of clarification, Honorable Speaker. Point of clarification.
there is no clarification.
Speaker, point of order.
Order, please. Honorable members, order, please. Now there are evens, equal, tie, halas, finish. 1-1, let's proceed. The match is over.
Point of order.
The match is over. 1-1.
Point of order.
Yes, there is a point of order from Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, orders 43-4. A supplementary question shall not be in order if it introduces matters not included in the original question, and the answer provided. Honorable Speaker, let us not look at the entire write-up as a question.
Honorable, Honorable, sit down.
Let me finish my order.
You cannot do that.
Let me finish my order.
No, there was a point of order and I ruled on that, please.
No, I don't finish my order.
No.
I'm not done.
There was a point of order on that and I made a ruling.
No, I didn't. I'm saying I'm not finished with my order.
No, point of order on what? Who?
I'm not finished with my order.
Because there is no supplementary question yet for you to point of order. That's supplementary.
Yes, there was.
That one, there was a point of order and I made a ruling on that one.
Your ruling was wrong.
Sit down, take your seat. Take your seat. Sit down. Maintain decorum. Be quiet there. Be quiet there. Minister, please provide answer to the question asked by the member for Serekunda.
Which question is that, Mr. Speaker?
No, you know, he asked supplementary question in respect of councils and...
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, member for Serekunda, please repeat your supplementary for him.
I almost forgot the supplementary question, but what I was saying is, okay, the member for, is it Kiang West? Because in this...
Let him ask his question. You should not reference me, please. You ask him to ask question, not to reference me.
To put my question out.
No, let him not reference me. Ask him not reference me. Let him not reference me. Let him not reference me. Ask him to ask his question. Let him go straight to his question and ask.
Comfortable then. Are we comfortable with the effort that the central government is doing to make our streets safe? Are we comfortable to say that the councils are sabotaging by collecting daily fees, which will encourage people to sit on the streets and sell?
No, that was not your honorable member of Central Body. Maintain decorum. You people, when a question is in favor of you or is against you, no, please.
Make that understanding. This is not a political issue. This is a national issue.
Honorable members, his earlier question was, now that the council are collecting, I think he talks about whether it was correct, but he could not. Can you repeat your supplementary question?
Yes, that's what I said.
The one you asked before.
What I'm saying is like, a similar question came here on the floor, and most of you people, you applaud that question. It was about the cosmopolitan area. This is about the metropolitan area now, where our streets are occupied. School-going children are subjected to all kinds of harassment. People don't have access to our health centers.
Point of order. There is a point of order from Central Body. Can we hear that?
The time taken to ask a supplementary question shall be no longer than 1 minute, and an answer to supplementary question shall not be longer than 2 minutes. The question that is asked is more than 1 minute. No,
Honorable members, order, please. I think what you asked was the councils, even though the road clearance, and they continue to collect taxes, whether it's illegality, something like that was your supplementary. But it's not about what you're asking now. What I'm saying, ask your initial supplementary question. You have 1 minute.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, what I asked was like, I know, because I was a councillor before, that it is illegal to be collecting daily fees from the women sitting on the street. Likewise, the central government is collecting road tax from the drivers. These are all illegal ventures. Those streets are already established roads. So now, let's go. I withdraw my supplementary. Somebody.
There is a point of order from member for central body.
Point of order, order 43.4. A supplementary question shall not be in order if it introduces matters not included in the original question and the answers provided for. So his supplementary question was not part of the original one that is asking now. The council, the government is no.
Honorable member, in fact, he has not even finished his question. Allow him to ask the question first. Then, if it is out of order, you can stand to a point of order. Continue.
So now I'll be more comfortable to take my second supplementary question. Since the collection of daily fees by councils is a potential revenue line, does your ministry, as the parent ministry, advise the councils to invest in high-rise in our markets to accommodate places for vendors and leaving them on our streets? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I want to inform the honorable member for Serekunda constituency that the councils are autonomous and independent. We do not interfere as to how they use their resources. But having learned from the current investigation of the Commission of Inquiry about local government councils, every Gambian is convinced that our resources were not being properly used. Therefore, central government is awaiting the report of that Commission of Inquiry that will guide government as to how we now see our state resources are being properly utilized.
The member for Kiang West, you have the floor.
Floor forward.
Member for Banjul Central, you have the floor.
Floor forward.
Member for Bundung.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, with regards to the question, the clearing of the road is equally the mandate of the council. I want to know whether councils were consulted during the clearing of the road as far as street vendors are concerned. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, everybody was informed. There was information for over 3 months throughout the country, publicity on television, radios, warning people to desist. Is as a result of their refusal to adhere to the rule of law that government took up the matter on its own to restore order.
Member for Nyanija, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, it is legal for council to collect fees, and of course, legal for the government central government to clear the roads. So, could one say council collection of fees from these hawkers and vendors is an encouraging factor, or is an issue that is making operation clear the road difficult for the central government?
Mr. Speaker, I don't want to subscribe to that.
Member for Sani Mentreng, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, as we are all talking about clearing the roads, and when we all observe that in clearing these roads, women are seriously affected. So what is your ministry doing about it to make sure that women are comfortable in doing their daily businesses? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I want to inform the Honorable Member for Sani Mentreng constituency that my ministry was not responsible for clearing the roads.
Member for Fonye Councillor, you have the floor.
I think I will withdraw. Yes.
Question number 094 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Combo East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I withdraw this question because it's been already sorted out. Thank you.
Thank you. Question number 095 of 2025 by the Honorable Member for Brikama North and Minority Leader to be read on his behalf by the Member for Brikama South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the Honorable Member for Brikama North, Honorable Speaker, Section 131B, 1 and 2 of the Local Government Act 2002 provides that there shall be a paramount CFO in the Gambia who shall be appointed by the President from among the CFO in the Gambia for a period of 2 years on a rotational basis since the advent of the present regime and after the then paramount CFO, the late Alhaji Damba Sanyang, none has been appointed. With the Honorable Minister for Land, Regional Government and Religious Affairs inform this August Assembly what is still holding the appointment of the paramount CFO and how soon shall the President appoint one?
Honorable Speaker, let me inform the member for Brikama South that I am pleased to inform this August Assembly that after a careful review of all the issues surrounding the office of the paramount CFO, there are currently no plans by the government for the President to appoint a paramount CFO.
Honorable Minister, but this is a law, and if there is no plan, and you are the minister directly responsible for advising the President on policy issues, don't you think that you should have engaged the President on this issue because it's a law?
I may agree with you, Honorable Member. I want to further add that if you have anybody that you have in mind to be paramount chief, you let me know.
Honorable Minister, sometimes it's difficult because, like the ministry, we have a ministry where under your ministry you have local governance. From the governor, and you have all the chiefs that are directly under the governor. I think it would have been your responsibility to consult the governor to see within that region which of them can be chosen. And I think that linkage should have been done. Let the trickle-down effect affect the local authorities on the ground, not me pointing you that you should appoint X, Y, and Z. You should have engaged the governor to work on this. Are you prepared to engage the governor to work on fulfilling these legislative provisions?
Speaker, let me inform the honorable member that I will endeavor to do as he requested, but I'm still further making further requests that if you have somebody in mind, let us know.
Member for that. Member for that, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, in this country, everything and everybody is a subject of the law. In legislation, when we say shall, is a mandatory provision. It's not optional. And when the courts interpret shall, it's a directive for somebody to perform. Therefore, failing to do this, you should be removed as a minister. Because this is a shall, you have violated the Local Government Act.
Honorable member, to
resign or not?
Hey, sit down. Honorable member, you don't make a statement. Just ask your question, please.
Honorable Minister, failing to execute the mandatory shall provision of our laws, are you ready to resign as Minister of Local Government at large?
Honorable member for Latikunda, I've accepted responsibility.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
There is a point of order from member for Serekunda.
Yeah. 38, admissibility of questions. A question shall not be asked for the purpose of obtaining an expression of opinion. Thank you very much.
Honorable member for Serekunda, your point of order is ruled out. Because I don't think that's an opinion, seeking an opinion of the minister. He said the law is violated, if so, are you ready to resign? I'm not sure if that is a personal opinion. That's the question. He's asking the minister, he said, are you ready to resign as a minister? When he asked the question, I in fact had to make consultation prior to your point of order. So minister, please respond.
Mr. Speaker, I told the honorable member earlier that I'm going to comply and further requested that if there is anybody in his mind that can be recommended in my process of doing what I am supposed to do in that direction, let him forward it to me. I'm saying that we will endeavor to do exactly what the law has said. And I think that closes the chapter.
Thank you very much. Member for Kiang West, you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, it is not provided for in the law if the member should have someone in mind and inform the minister, but it is provided for the minister in the law to have the responsibility in consultation to appoint this said CFO in question. So, and failure to do that one, it is in contravention of the law. Can the Honorable Minister tell this August Assembly how soon will he do this? Because this is a provision in the law.
Honorable Minister.
Speaker, I want to inform the honorable member for Kiang West. I cannot give you timeline. I'm not responsible for appointing. I'm only to recommend. The issue of appointment lies on the president. So I'm only to recommend, and I cannot give you timeline. I don't dictate the agenda of the president.
Member for Opanyomi, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. Honorable Minister, it has been said by the Act that you should recommend to the President to appoint the paramount chief. What is the appointment of paramount chief according to the Constitution of the Gambia?
Constitution. No, it's not in the Constitution. It's in the local government. It's not in the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. It's in the local government. It's a law, that's why we are respecting it and will endeavor to do the needful.
Minister, don't respond to their side talks. Banjul Central, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, based on what you've just said, would it be fair enough to say that the government is yet to find the issue serious in order to expedite the process.
When Parliament speak, we listen. And I think Parliament complement our work. The fact that it has been brought to our attention for the second time will endeavor to do the needful.
Wole Is, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you. I think, Honorable Speaker, we are getting to the bottom of this issue. As the representative of the President.
Order, honorable members, order, please.
As the representative of the President, maybe the President is unaware of this particular provision. Would you endeavor to ensure that, since it is a rotational matter, to ensure that the rotation just continue? There is no need to belabor the process. Just make it rotation. That's what the provision is saying.
How it rotates is not my responsibility. I can only recommend. The President, that's his ultimate responsibility. Yes, I will just have to recommend. And I endeavor to do that.
Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, I want to thank you sincerely for those answers provided to this August Assembly, and you may go now. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable members, order. Where are you people going? Can you please take your seat? Honorable members, I want to thank each and every member of Parliament, especially those who ask questions, both substantive and supplementary, and wish you well. I now put the questions. Be it resolved that this August Assembly do stand adjourned until Thursday, 28th March 2025 at 10 a.m. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. This assembly now stand adjourned. Honorable members, please take your seat. Honorable members, sit down. Chief Whip, please take your seat, my friend. This assembly now stand adjourned until Thursday, 28th March 2025 at 10 a.m. prompt.
Younger.